All right, we're here for a week 3 update now. Holy smokes, week 3 with Coach Bo Bettinson. Coach, how's it going?
Hey man, it's going good. I can't believe it's already been 3 weeks, but it's been 3 weeks, man. It's been it's going good, man. It's going
Yeah,
good.
good. Yeah, I can't believe it either. It's this year in general has flown by. This might have been the fastest year I
Yeah.
remember. You know.
Oh, for sure. Just like I think part of it for me was just like sitting around waiting to
Yeah,
coach, right?
yeah,
Sitting around waiting to get the guys on campus. I was just itching to get them here. Now that they're here and we can do stuff, we can continuously get better. It's like now it's like I don't have them enough, you know.
sure,
So
absolutely. You know, that's funny. And I'm sure it's even more so for you at the college level. I coach little kids sports. So I coached like
yeah,
baseball when my son was younger. I still coach football, youth football. And I remember when I was not coaching, I dropped my kid off for practice and it'd be an hour and a half or 2 hour practice. And I would be like, man, why it's so long? I gotta wait. So I drop them off and then I'd have to go kill time. And as a coach, a 2 hour practice never feels like enough. Like now,
oh no, not even
it's
close.
like we could do double that easily and still not go over everything we want to go over. So I'm sure that's
Oh,
how you are.
for for sure. I have to structure my practice, mainly because if I don't, then our 2 hour practice will go like 4 hours. Just because
Yeah,
like I get on a roll about, especially when it comes to like learning skill. If we start doing a technique day, man, I'm such a technique junkie. I'm not gonna say I'm the most technical guy on the planet, but I'm such a technique junkie. I just love wrestling. So if we start going over stuff, man, I'll spend all day there. So I'm like, I have to like, okay, we're gonna do this, and this, and I'll kind of like follow that because if I don't, then we'll be in there all day long.
sure. Yep, yep. Yeah, there's never enough time. That's for sure. Never enough time. So, okay, let's talk about last week. I know a couple of the results are pretty exciting. Let's start here. And I
For
think
sure.
I feel like I remember, but you didn't have a duel last week. Is that right? Went straight to
No,
the
sir.
tournament,
No,
right?
sir.
Okay,
No duels. We were supposed to go to Jolivet, but
that's right.
coaching change, schedules just didn't line up. It was kind of a tentative duel.
Yeah,
So we're gonna figure out something for next year, but it didn't pan out this year, which all
sure.
right, lose a date, but I mean that's all
Yep.
right. We
Yeah.
kind of made we've added a couple other things, so we got to figure it out.
Okay, good, good. So that brings us to Saturday then, the Grandview Open.
Yes, sir.
Um,
Yes, sir, man.
a couple of my quick things, and then I want to definitely hear your update on it. It was at Southeast Polk this year,
Yep.
which I say this year, that may be normal. I've never really followed
Yeah.
the Grandview Open. Is it usually
It's
there?
usually there. It's
Okay.
been there like the last 6 years, except for last year, just
Okay.
because it was a lot smaller, just with
Sure.
everything going on.
Okay.
But usually the last like 4 years before that, it was at Southeast Bulk.
Gotcha. It's a great venue for it. I mean, massive
Yeah,
gyms and yeah,
huge. The
yeah,
biggest high school I've ever been in. It was
yeah.
massive.
It's big. It's big. So the one thing before we talk about results, what time did you guys get out of there?
Um, like shoot, like 9:30 maybe. We were there for it was all day. We were there all day long.
I was trying like crazy to follow it. So I promised my wife a little bit of a date night. So we had dinner reservations
Mm-hmm.
at 7:30. And I'm pretty sure if you had the semis done by then, it wasn't by much. I know I watched the quarters and it was well before. I mean, it was like
Mm-hmm.
around 5 or 6 was the quarters, I think. And it was definitely a
Yeah,
long one.
yeah. I mean,
But
it seemed like once we got into the semis and consti semis, it moved around along pretty quick. But man, there was a lot of sitting around. It
yeah,
was just a big, there's 700 athletes there, 12 mats, but I mean, it's just a long day. There's a lot of matches,
yeah,
so
yeah.
it
Which
was a
is
long.
awesome. Which is awesome. But yeah, long.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You gotta go. You gotta go feel a tournament like that.
Yeah. No doubt. Okay, so let's have some fun. Let's talk about the results. What
Yeah. Where do you want to start, man?
let's start at 125.
125. All right, Mick. Right, Mick comes out. Russell's real tough. Russell's a real salty kid from Simpson. Um, gives up gets taken down to his back right away, down 6-0, and just battles back and wins 8-6. I mean, that's just, I think we're better than 2 points better than that kid, but sometimes wrestling happens, right? That happens. You get taken down, get turned or whatever, and just not panicking, not going, okay, I got to go get all it back at once. He just kept chipping away, got an escape. Or no, I think we ended up going 6-0 at the end of the first. And then I think we picked neutral, get a takedown, and then just, we get a turn, we get another takedown, so we just kind of start chipping away at it. And that's what we preach is you have 7 minutes of wrestling, use all 7 minutes. Yeah. Just because you're down 10-0 doesn't mean you have to go throw a home run right away. If there's still 5 minutes wrestling left, use all the time. Right. So,
sure.
Yeah. So Mick did okay. And then we wrestled, the number 2 kid in the country, Jess Portillo, who is 4-time All-American. I mean, he's got to be a 5-time All-American. That kid is a hammer. Get beat up. But you could definitely tell that's a freshman wrestling 5th-year senior. Just kind of got beat to the punch on everything. And he was kind of nursing a messed up elbow a little bit going into the tournament. After that match, during the match, he's kind of grabbing it. And Portillo, if you give him your wrists, he's going to rip them off and he's going to keep them. And after the match, he's just like, Coach, man, my elbow's killing me. So we're just like, we pulled him. No reason to get hurt at the Grandview Open. So we pulled him, finished 1-1. But it was good for him to feel what a national championship caliber guy is, right? Because we preach all the time, pressure, pace, not giving anybody a moment to breathe, right? I can preach that all the time and we can kind of drill it the much you can in the room, but until you actually feel it, it's almost a foreign concept. So it's like after the match, I was like, get what I'm saying now? He's like, yeah, I get it. So It was good, man. I mean, he had a good day, got a good win. Finally, he took his first loss of the season. He handled it the right way. It was just like, he came off the mat and he's just like, man, I got to get better. It's like, yeah, we got to get better. If we want to be national champion, that's the kid we're going to have to beat because he's right in the mix of being national champ. So
Yep.
Now we felt him once though, which is good. Yeah.
So I know the times I've watched Mick wrestle so far, a lot of heart, no quit, which I would say that about most of your guys what I've seen, but yeah, definitely stands out. He's not ever out of the fight.
No, man. I mean, for him, he's really tough on top. So, that's a position that, against Portillo, I think we need to try to take advantage of the next time we wrestle him, just because, I'm not saying Portillo is not good on bottom because you're not a 4-time All-American if you're not good there, but that's one of Mick's better positions. So we have to try to find a way to get on top. But the kid just has a feel that not a lot of people have. But again, against Portillo, I think it kind of got exposed where it's like, we need to lock down and go baseline a little bit more. We need to settle in and get to our ties. We can't let him dictate the pace. But again, like I said, it's good that we felt it now.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I also liked one thing you just said is when he walked off the mat, said, okay, I've got to get better. Okay. Mm-hmm. And which is he's right. Now, what if he would have won? He still needs to get better, right? So
absolutely.
Like a little bit of is a good lesson. It's like wins and losses. It doesn't matter. He's got the right attitude. Time to get better, So
he walked off it. He wasn't mad.
Yeah.
He was definitely frustrated because you don't ever want to get beat up like that.
Yeah.
But you could tell the frustration was there, but it's just like, man, I got to get better.
Yeah.
I got a long way to go if I'm going to win a national title.
Sure.
That's a perfect attitude, right? It's like, okay, you take it on the chin. You just got beat up. Throwing a fit about it's not gonna do you any good. Take it on the chin. Now let's go get better.
Yep.
So.
And he's in a good room to do that in. Obviously, he's got good coaching, and I guess I want to go straight to the next one. I'm guessing the kid he works out with all the time, Matt Robertson. So Matt had a heck of a good weekend.
Man, that kid's so tough, man. He showed what we all thought he could do. Knocks off the number 2 kid in the country, defending 3rd place, defending runner-up, current number 2 in the country in the quarters. Just tough, right? Going into that match, we're just like, we're not going to pick bottom because we knew Gibson's really good on top. He's long. He can just grab things that I don't even think Matt could reach on himself, but he's grabbing it through Matt's body. The kid's just long and he's stingy on top. And after the first period, right, we get taken down and ridden. both me and Matt looked at each other. We're like, we're going down, because I saw it, and I think he felt it was like, we're getting out.
Yeah.
We're getting out. This kid can't ride us anymore. Like I saw it, just the way it was materializing, the way he was moving, and the way that and Matt had to have felt it. So we're like, we're going down. And then Matt actually ends up getting a reversal.
Mhm.
So then it's 2-2. And then, we get 2 takedowns in the third period to knock off the number 2 kid in the country. I mean, that's just a gritty, hard match, 6'4". That's a tough one, right? Just battling. That's what those matches are supposed to be. So he did a really good job at just staying within himself, not getting rattled. At one point in time, I think Gibson had almost 2 minutes of riding time, and then riding time ended up being Matt's favor at the end of the match. So, that's just gritty.
Yeah.
Lose to a really good dude in the semis. Boo Dryden's, anybody knows wrestling, know who Boo Dryden is. That kid is tough. And then fall to a former teammate, Carson Taylor, number 3 in the country, and knock him off. And again, that match materialized very similar, right? Matt gives up the first takedown. He needs to stop giving up the first takedown. He's going to give me a heart attack. But just stays within himself, keeps chipping away, gets to his feet, gets a takedown, wins the scrambles. He did a really good job this time with, if I had, and this is something me and Matt have kind of talked about, is like, he gets elevated too much, right? If a guy gets on his leg, he'll let him elevate. And we really put a focus on this week of not letting him go into his hip. And if he gets elevated, pinching and not going to the hip, or just getting long. And he did a really, really good job against both Matt Gibson and Carson Taylor of staying long, not getting elevated. If he gets elevated, pinching, grabbing arms, finding the stalemate, extending the position if he can, but just sometimes you got to live to fight another day. And he did a really, really good job in those 2 matches. And it showed. You knock off number 2 and number 3. You had a good day.
Yeah. Great weekend for Matt. No doubt about that.
It's that Matt Robertson can win a national title. The thing is like, okay, now we got to go get better. That was the first thing that we kind of talked about, is after those 2 wins, tournament that, the dust kind of settles. It's like, okay, now we got to go get better, because now the target's on your back, right? We knew what you could do. Now the country knows. So they're going to start adjusting to you. So now we have to go evolve. We're not going to take away what you just did, but now we got to go add a couple things to your repertoire. I think we need to be able to get the legs a little cleaner. And our hands defense still needs to get a little better. Being a little more stingy on, because Matt Robertson's a good top wrestler. If you watch against Matt Gibson and Carson Taylor, they got away. Right? We got a hard ride. We got to find a ride. We got to find a mat return, right? Even if it's 1, because that gives you another 15 seconds, right? So just those little battles within a match are going to take you from, beating Carson Taylor, 10-5 or 10-6, whatever it was, to, 10-3, or maybe they don't get out and get an opportunity to, maybe like Gibson got to his feet where we had to go get another takedown, right? If we can ride there, let's just ride there, right?
Sure.
So
Absolutely.
just that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it's still wrestling's wrestling at the end of the day. Guys are going to get out. So we still got to be able to go. So we're getting there. We're going to evolve and we're going to get better, but he had a heck of a weekend.
Great weekend. I know that the one thing, you're working on a whole lot more stuff than this, but like you said, don't give up that first takedown, whether it's, be more, a little better warm up. Who knows why? Sometimes people just need a little, eye opener at the beginning too. But
his dad made the joke, and Matt's made the joke before. It's like, we're just going to tell the official, just give that kid 2 points. Let's start down and then start the match. Run 10 seconds off. We'll start down, give that kid 2 points, start the match. Cause man, Matt just likes to start down 2-0, because then it just like gets his motor running. It's like, dude, I don't know what it is we got to do. We're going to, I'm going to kind of rack my brain. It's like, maybe we got to hit like 2 or 3 sprints before the match just to get him going. I don't know. Cause it just takes him a second to get that motor going.
Yep. Yeah. Excited to keep watching Matt. No doubt about it. It'll be a fun season watching him progress and watching all the guys.
He's just getting better every day. If you watch where he started against Augustana, was not his best match. That kid's really tough, but he just started out flat, not getting too clean attacks, versus this weekend, right? You can just see the progression. And I think part of that is just getting your weight under control, getting used to being down. And then I think part of that is just growing, right? He's getting better. He's getting better every day. So
sure.
We're getting
there. Absolutely.
We're getting there. We're not there yet, right? You're not winning national titles in January or in November.
No.
I mean, all these kids are gonna get better and they're all gonna evolve and get better. So then what do we gotta do? We gotta do the same thing.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Who else stood out from the weekend?
No, all in all, I thought we wrestled a lot better this weekend. I mean, if you look at the results, quote unquote, right, we only placed one, but the competition was better. Most of the guys wrestled in the open, not the freshman, sophomore, but even the ones that wrestled in the freshman, sophomore bracket, they all got wins. We didn't have anybody walk away this weekend without any wins, except for maybe one guy. We just wrestled better, wrestled faster, came out. We didn't start flat. We had a lot more fight. I was just really impressed on the energy that we came with. I thought we just did a better job. We got to keep getting better on bottom, but I think they heard me from last week. It didn't seem like we were getting ridden as hard. We were doing a lot better there. So I think all in all, man, I think we did a good job. Everybody up and down the lineup, Hunter Meyer goes out and he gets his first college win. He rattles off a couple. Our backup 25-pounder, Ariel Vega, goes on a run and he gets, I think he had 2 pins this weekend. Dylan Miners at 84 goes and gets a major decision kid who's pretty tough. Chris Bridges loses to Iowa State. That kid's tough. Goes to the backside, is wrestling a kid from Grandview who was a Division I transfer. Weathers the storm, picks up a pin, and then he wrestles the number 7 kid in the country from University of Providence. And that kid's real tough. And outside of one position, we're in that match. He gives up a turn, but you gotta understand where you're at there. But wrestled him real tough. Battled. We're starting to show that we can wrestle with these guys, and I think our guys are starting to realize, like, hey, I can wrestle with these guys, and it's just going to come down to just getting these matches and kind of knocking the dust off. So all in all, I thought we did a really, really good job up and down, kind of raising our level to the competition this week.
Sure. Well, a lot of those guys I know there were a lot of D1 wrestlers there and a lot of guys who aren't D1 by the college they go to. There's still a lot of that caliber there. So, I mean, you definitely, as far as an early season tournament, you probably wrestled one of the tougher possible tournaments you could have found.
Oh, for sure. And that's why you go. You go to that one for a reason, right? Is to go get that feel, right? Like I said it at the beginning, is like that pressure and that pace. I can sit and preach it all day long, but until they feel it, right? So a lot of these guys are freshmen, right? So it's until they actually feel that pressure, that pace, that relentless, in your face, always scoring, transition from a score to a score, just relentless pressure. Until you actually feel it, it's kind of a foreign concept. So now they've all felt it, and it's like, okay, coach is crazy, right?
Yep. So, or if coach is crazy, he that doesn't mean he's wrong.
A little bit. It's almost like I know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely. Yep. All right. Well, so that's an exciting wrap up from Grandview. A lot of good things. What do we got to look forward to as far as the next competition?
Yeah, we're leaving on Friday to go out to Northwestern College. We're going to go duel Northwestern College in Orange City. We're going to duel Benedictine, who's a conference team, and Jamestown. So go get 3 NAI duels. Awesome. It'll be good for them to, kind of get to feel what the top NAI schools are like. All 3 of those teams are pretty tough. So we can go out, get a good feel, opportunity for some of our guys to wrestle. Like Benedictine, they got guys that are ranked in the conference at weights that we're not ranked in. Great. Now let's go beat those guys. So then, we can start getting into the rankings and start showing the country that we're not just a new team that's here to get beat. We're going to be a team we're going to be a tough out, right? Nobody's going to want to wrestle us here this year. That's the plan. Is this year. It's like when you see St. Ambrose, it's like, man, these guys are going to wrestle hard, and they're coming for our heads. So that's kind of this weekend, is go out, go battle hard, and then we lead into Thanksgiving break. So
sure,
give those guys a week off. They've earned it.
Yeah. That's exciting, Coach. Well, hey, I appreciate the update. It's always good talking to you. Any kind of last thoughts before we part ways and you head into practice?
No, man. I was just again, thank you guys for doing this. I appreciate it. Anytime I can get on the horn with you guys, I appreciate it. You guys do a great job, and see you guys soon. Hopefully, November 30th.
Absolutely.
We host November 30th. We host William Penn. So come on out, come check it out.
Absolutely, we'll be there, no doubt.
All right, sounds good, man.
All right, thanks, Coach.